Hey guys, Mobile Grinder here, back with another video today, and I'm on MindBA 2K17's Pick and Win. I'm going to be going over the games yesterday and picking the games for today. Now, yesterday I went 4-4, which is an even 500 record. Not too bad, but I was hoping for better. Now, so I picked the 76ers in a close one yesterday, and they did win in a close one, but barely. They won by 2 points against the Minnesota Timberwolves. The Timberwolves, Zach LaVine led the way for the Timberwolves with 28 points, but Karl-Anthony Towns had a big double-double with 23 points and 15 rebounds. For the 76ers, Joel Embiid led the way. Just like I said, he's been really good this season. And Robert Covington also had a double-double with 13 points and 10 rebounds. So I feel like the Timberwolves could be a dangerous team come playoff time to compete in the West and possibly contend with the Warriors first round and sneak up on them. The next game is the Jazz and the Celtics. I picked the Celtics in a close one, but they actually won by double digits against the Jazz. Now the Celtics, they were really good with four of their players having 20 or 5 of their players having double digit points. So they were really well balanced with Jay Crowder at 21, Al Horford at 21, Isaiah Thomas with 29, Avery Bradley with 14, and Jaylen Brown, the rookie from California, with 10. Isaiah Thomas had a double-double with 29 points and 15 assists. So he had a really good game, just like he's been good all season. Now for the Jazz, on the other hand, they have 4 players in double digits. Derek Favors with 12, Gordon Hayward with 23, Joe Johnson with 17, and Boris Diaw with 15. Now, Joe Johnson's getting up there in age, so it's kind of surprising with Gordon Hayward in front of him at small forward. But Gordon Hayward's been really good this season. He had 23 points. Rudy Gobert didn't quite have a double-double. He had 8 points and 13 rebounds. So he only needed 2 points for a double-double. That's about it for this game. I feel like the Jazz are a good team. I think here in a year or two, they could be really good if they could get a free agent like Paul Millsap, which the Hawks are taking offers for at the time right now. And the Celtics are dangerous already, being in the East where it's easier. You know, it's not as hard as the West with the Warriors and the Spurs and all of them and the Rockets and everything. So I feel like the Celtics have a shot to make it to the conference championship game and maybe compete with the Cavs to go to the finals. Next game, the Pacers and the Pistons. I said it would be a close one. It was, but I said the Pistons would win. Well, they lost by 5. So that was one of my losses. I kind of was iffy about that one. But, you know, with the Pistons, they're not really a big team that people think of. Oh yeah, the Pistons, they're really good. You know, no, that's not how it is. But yeah, I think with Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, who I think is an up-and-coming star here in a couple years. And then they got Drummond, who already is a star, you know, having double-doubles like crazy, getting rebounds and scoring down low, which they got a couple years ago in the draft. And the Pacers, they got Paul George, and then they got Miles Turner. Paul George had 32 points, which led the way for the Pacers. There were 5 Pacers players in double digits in points. Paul George with 32, Miles Turner with 17, Jeff Teague with 17, Kevin Seraphin with 10, and Monte Ellis with 16. Now, Miles Turner is starting for the Pacers over Al Jefferson, who is an experienced and veteran player. But Miles Turner has way more talent right now and is in his prime. Well, not in his prime, but he's young. The leading rebounder for them was Miles Turner, also with 7 rebounds, which ain't a lot, but, you know, he led the way. And for the Pistons, they had 6 players in double digits in points. All of their starters, John Lure, Marcus Morris, Andre Drummond, Reggie Jackson, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, all had double-digit scoring performances. But Tobias Harris, coming off the bench, was their leading scorer with 22 points. John Lure with 14, Marcus Morris with 14, Andre Drummond with 20, Reggie Jackson with 20, and Contavious Caldwell-Pope with 16. Now, Reggie Jackson had a double-double and a near triple-double with 20 points, 12 assists, and 7 rebounds. And Andre Drummond had 20 points and 14 rebounds, which was a good double-double like he always has. He always has a lot of double-doubles over the season, over the years, or past few years in the league. So this game was closely competitive, with the Indiana Pacers being 18-18 for the year, and the Detroit Pistons being 16-21, and they are 9-9 at home. So the Pacers in the East have a shot at contending, but I don't think they have a shot at getting to the conference championship, or let alone the finals. And the Pistons, I think, here in a couple years, they could be really good if they could just add a couple more pieces and develop Contavious Caldwell-Pope and Drummond. Keeping Drummond there is key. If they don't keep him there, it's all over, and they're rebuilding again. And they also got Reggie Jackson, who is a good point guard who can run the pick and roll, who is fast and has a lot of speed. Next game, the Wizards and Mavericks. I picked the Wizards to win, although the Mavericks have been having a really bad year, and so I picked the Wizards to win. But the Mavericks ended up winning in a close one, and they won by 8. They had 6 players in double digits. They had Seth Curry, Devin Harris, Wesley Matthews, Darren Williams, Harrison Barnes, and Dirk Nowitzki. Now, Dirk Nowitzki had a near double-double. Although he's been injured a lot this season, he had 11 points and 9 rebounds. Harrison Barnes had 26 points with 5 assists and 7 rebounds. Now, nobody had a double-double or triple-double for them, but they got it done as a team. And for the Wizards, they came up a little short, and they had 5 players in double digits, their whole starting lineup. John Wall was 27, Bradley Beal was 25, Markieff Morris, the brother of Marcus Morris, with 13, Otto Porter Jr. with 13, and Marcin Gortat with 12. Marcin Gortat had a double-double with 12 points and 16 rebounds. John Wall almost had a double-double with 27 points and 8 rebounds. So they came up a little short. I just feel like they need more pieces. They only really got John Wall and Bradley Beal, who's okay, and then Marcin Gortat, who's aging. So I think they need to add some more pieces and build through the draft. The next game is the Raptors and Spurs. Now, I thought this game would be a close game, but it ended up being the biggest blowout of the day. This really surprised me, being that the Raptors are one of the best teams in the East, and have DeRozan, Lowry, and Valanciunas. Now, the Spurs, they like to pass the ball a lot and play defense, which is what they did last night. They only allowed the Raptors to 82 points, which is not a lot at all in the NBA. So, this shows that Greg Popovich is a really good coach. Now, even though the Spurs are resting players a lot, it doesn't matter. They're still winning all the time. Now, they had 3 players in double digits, which shows how much they passed the ball, because they only have 3 in double digits. So they had all the other players, the whole bench scored at least. The whole team scored at least 2 points. So that shows that they passed the ball and they spread it around. Their leading scorers were Kawhi Leonard, LaMarcus Aldridge, and Tony Parker. Kawhi Leonard led the way with 25 points, with LaMarcus Aldridge trailing him 23. Their leading rebounder was LaMarcus Aldridge with 8 rebounds. The guy with the most assists was Tony Parker with 8. Overall, they had 32 assists, which is a lot, showing that they passed the ball and spread it around. Now, for the Raptors, they had 4 players in double digits: DeMar Carroll, DeMar DeRozan, Terrence Ross, and Corey Joseph. Kyle Lowry only had 6 points, which is not good for him being a star and being in the All-Star game last year. DeMar Carroll had 10 points. DeMar DeRozan had 26. Terrence Ross had 17. And Corey Joseph, coming off the bench, had 11. The leading rebounder for the Raptors was Jakob Poeltl, the rookie out of Utah, with 9 rebounds. Now he might have a future, but with Jonas Valanciunas in front of him, he's gonna have to sit the bench for a little bit. But overall, he had a good game. So the Spurs won. The next game is the Kings and the Nuggets. Now, this game I didn't really expect to be a good game to watch, but I thought it'd be close, being that neither team is better than the other by that much. I picked the Kings to win, and they won by 7 points against the Nuggets. Now, it wasn't really a great game to watch, but, if you wanted to see a close game, you got one. Now, for the Kings, DeMarcus Cousins, there were 3 players in double digits. DeMarcus Cousins, Kosta Koufos, and Darren Collison. They actually had 4 players in double digits, and Aaron Aflalo was also the other one. Rudy Gay did not play. Ty Lawson did not play either. So those were 2 key players who did not play for the Kings, and they still ended up pulling out the victory. DeMarcus Cousins had 31 points. Kosta Koufos had 18. And Darren Collison had 26. And Aaron Aflalo had 19. The leading rebounder for the Kings was DeMarcus Cousins and Garrett Temple, who both had 6 rebounds in the night. Now, I thought that DeMarcus Cousins would have more rebounds than 6, but he also had 6 assists, which shows that he's throwing the ball around a lot. The guy with the most assists was Darren Collison with 7, with DeMarcus Cousins right behind him. Now, for the Nuggets, they had 6 players in double digits. Nikola Jokic, Wilson Chandler, Danilo Gallinari, Gary Harris, Daryl Arthur, and Jusuf Nurkic. Now, overall, they had a good game playing against the Kings for 15-19, and Denver Nuggets are 14-21. So neither team is that good, but neither team is horrible. Nikola Jokic had 18, Wilson Chandler had 10, Danilo Gallinari had 24, Gary Harris had 15, Daryl Arthur had 12, Jusuf Nurkic had 16. The leading rebounder for the Denver Nuggets was Nikola Jokic with 7 rebounds. The guy with the most assists was Emmanuel Mudiay, the rookie. The rookie who played professional ball in China before coming over to the United States a couple years ago as a rookie. The next game, the Heat and the Suns. This game probably surprised me the most out of all the games. I thought the Heat would easily beat the Suns, but actually the Suns beat the Heat. So I lost that game. Now in this game, Hassan Whiteside, yeah, he's good, but the Heat necessarily don't have anybody around him. I mean, they have Goran Dragic, he's alright, but Bosh has been hurt, lately. So they haven't really had much to go off of and score. Now for the Suns, they haven't had much either. They really had Eric Bledsoe, and that's really all. That's all they really got. But they managed to pull it out. The Suns being in the Pacific Division, one of the hardest divisions, with the Clippers and the Warriors, 2 teams competing for championships this year. So that is that game. The guy with the most, the Heat had 3 or 4 players in double digits: Willie Reed, Goran Dragic, Josh Richardson, and Wayne Ellington. Now Willie Reed had 22 points. Goran Dragic had 24. Josh Richardson had 11, and Wayne Ellington had 12. But the best performance of the night in all the NBA was probably Willie Reed, or one of the best. He had a double-double with 22 points and 18 rebounds with 2 blocks and a steal. Now, the only reason he's starting is because Hassan Whiteside was out for this game, and they don't have Chris Bosh anymore. So he stepped up and started and ended up having a really good game. The Suns, they had 4 players in double digits. Marquise Chris, the rookie from Washington, Eric Bledsoe, Devin Booker, and Leandro Barbosa, who came over from the Warriors this season. Marquise Chris had 18, Eric Bledsoe had 17, Devin Booker had 27, and Leandro Barbosa had 10. Tyson Chandler, even though only having 5 points, he had 20 rebounds, which was the most on the night in the NBA. So the Suns, they're 11 and 25, while the Heat are 10 and 26. The Heat are having a down year without Chris Bosh, Dwayne Wade, and Hassan Whiteside being hurt this year. The next game features my favorite team, the Los Angeles Lakers, who I thought would lose last night, but they actually ended up pulling it out and winning by 14, with a score of 116 to 102, beating the Grizzlies. Now, this is probably my favorite game just because I like the Lakers and they're my favorite team. But it actually surprised me a lot. They outscored the Grizzlies in every quarter except the fourth, where they tied 25 to 25 in the fourth quarter. So overall, they had a good game. For the Grizzlies, they had 5 players in double digits: Marc Gasol, Mike Conley, Zach Randolph, Aaron Harrison, and Vince Carter. Marc Gasol had 22 points, Mike Conley had 21, Zach Randolph had 11, Aaron Harrison had 10, and Vince Carter had 12. Now, the Grizzlies have been alright this season, even though Chandler Parsons only had 2 points, who is one of their key players. And then they have Tony Allen, who is a lockdown defender. The leading rebounder for the Grizzlies was Zach Randolph coming off the bench. Now for the Lakers, they had 6 players in double digits: Julius Randle, Timothy Mozgov, D'Angelo Russell, Nick Young, Jordan Clarkson, and Lou Williams. Julius Randle had 19 points, Timothy Mozgov had 14, D'Angelo Russell had 18, Nick Young had 20, Jordan Clarkson had 16, and Lou Williams had 14 points. Now, Julius Randle had a triple-double with 19 points, 14 rebounds, and 11 assists, which is a really good game for Julius Randle, who has been a developing player over the past few years as a rookie out of Kentucky. That is it for the recaps. Now I'm going to go over today's games and pick who I think will win. This game, the first game, the Hawks and the Magic. I think that the Hawks are going to win with Paul Millsap and Jeff Teague and the rest of their players. So I'm picking, and they also have Dwight Howard, who came over from the Houston Rockets this year. So I'm picking the Hawks. Next game, the Thunder and the Hornets. Now, I think the Hornets will win this game, even though Russell Westbrook has been having an amazing season. I feel like the Hornets are deeper than the Thunder, and that and Kemba Walker and their guards will be able to limit Russell Westbrook, because you can't stop Russell Westbrook. Next game, the Bucks and the Knicks. Now, I think that the Bucks are going to win with Giannis Antetokounmpo and the rest of their players. I feel like this will be a good game, with the Knicks coming close, but pulling up just short. Next game, the Bulls and the Cavaliers. I think the Cavaliers will win, playing the Bulls with Dwayne Wade, who LeBron was former teammates with. I feel like the Cavs will win, and they will win in dominating fashion. Next game, Warriors and Trailblazers. Now this game I think will be a surprise game for the Trailblazers and Warriors. I don't think that the Warriors will see it coming, and I feel like the Trailblazers have been on the Warriors for the past couple years, that they will pull it off. Next game, the Clippers and the Grizzlies. Even though Blake Griffin's hurt, I still expect the Clippers to win over a struggling Grizzlies team who just lost to the Lakers last night. Next game, the Heat and the Kings. In this game, I think that the Heat will win. Actually, I think that the Kings will win, with DeMarcus Cousins leading the way, with Hassan Whiteside out for the Heat, and no Chris Bosh anymore. Those are my picks for today, and that was the recap from yesterday. I'm going to submit, and thanks for watching.